What's going on, everybody? Today we are reviewing EURUSD 19th September 2025. Of course, I took only 2 trades, but for you, I will be reviewing the whole day. So before we get into it, I would just like to say I use only 2 time frames, which is 5 minute and 1 minute. 5 minute for my high time frame and 1 minute for my lower time frame. So let's get right into it. So before we could analyze the Asia session, we have to look at what the price action has did yesterday. That means what the price action has did on Thursday, which is 18th September. On 18th September, the price created a huge low here before the Asia has been created. That means we have to look at the left where this low is coming from to get a directional bias. If you look at the left, this low is coming from all these mitigation, which I have just marked here. Okay, so that means this low is coming from this liquidity. So we have a directional bias that the price will be possibly going for this low. So once we analyze this thing, let's get right into the Asia analysis. So once we go for the Asia, if you look closely, before the Asia could start, we have created a high which has respected the high at the left. That means the price is holding those highs. That means the price is respecting those highs. If you look closely, you can also call it as price is protecting the highs. Okay, that mainly happens when we have a main liquidity at the lows. Of course, I will be giving you more in detail about this topic in the upcoming videos. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel, press the notification bell icon so that you will be the person who will be getting notified every single time whenever I will be uploading the video. Of course, I will be uploading the videos in 1 or 2 days, so that make sure you subscribe to the channel and get the notification done. Let's get right into it now. So once we see that we have main liquidity at the bottom and the price is holding those highs, that means there is a possibility that the price could hold the Asia high. Of course, I will be giving you more scenarios in the upcoming days when the price will be holding Asia highs or Asia lows. So it depends on more scenarios, you will be getting to learn more things. So make sure that you turn on that notification icon so that you can just watch the videos as soon as I upload it. Okay, so as you can see, from the Asia starts till the Asia ends, we have to analyze for the whole day what the Asia has did. So based on that thing, you could go ahead and move forward to the next liquidity point. So if you look closely, from the Asia starts till the Asia end, we have a lot of critical, or maybe you can just call it as messed up PA. So there is no good, anything good that we can mark or do something. But of course, you have to analyze the thing, what is going on there, just to make sure that you get a rough idea what will be the next upcoming movement. Okay, so when the price was ending this session here, the price has created this low and it created this low. So you have to understand where the lows or the highs are coming from. Then you will be getting an idea where the price will be likely to go. Okay, so before the Asia could end, the price created this low and the price created also this low, which of course taken by this low. But of course we have to look where it is coming from. So this low is coming from this liquidity and this low is coming from this liquidity. That is the reason I have marked all those lows. Okay, before we get into the trades, we have to see that this low has took all this liquidity from the upside here. Okay, so that means the price has took the liquidity and create a strong high and also mitigated, and at the same time it's respecting those highs, it's holding those highs. Okay, the highs are strong now. So while going to the upside, the price also created an accumulation phase towards the upside. You can just call it as a build up as well. Okay, it's something as a build up, and this build up has created this high which has took this liquidity. That means this high has two confluence that we could expect this high as a strong high from two main sources, which is one from build up, second from liquidity. This is the two confluence that we got so that we can consider this high as a strong high. So now we can just write it out, a strong high. You can just use it a marking or something like that to mark it as a strong high. Perfect. Once you mark it, you just start to look for the reversal. Of course, you don't have to get involved onto these positions, onto those highs. These are the peak trades, and I personally would like to get into the continuation trades rather than getting into the peak highs or bottom lows trades. Okay, so once we mark the strong highs, all the low becomes weak. Okay, so whenever we'll be getting a reaction off of lows, that time will be not be panicking. So don't panic whenever you are getting a reaction from those lows. So why? Because we have a strong high. That means all the lows are the weak. So whenever we'll be getting a reaction of any area, just don't get panic. Just wait for the price to end its manipulation, then it will automatically be going into its own direction. As you can see, the price started to come lower, but if you look closely here, we have another kind of a manipulation which you can't able to see on 5 minutes. For that thing, we have to go on 1 minute. Let's go on 1 minute. So if you go on 1 minute, you can look closely here. The price created this low and goes up a bit. At this candle here, the price created a huge wick with a huge movement towards the downside into this particular area, which is of course an enticement area. This enticement area makes people to go ahead and buy. But unfortunately, the price goes higher, takes some liquidity, and creates another strong high. So we have a secondary strong high from an enticement area. That declares that the price really wants to go lower, and at the same time it also mitigated the strong high. Of course, you don't have to get involved there. As I said before, I personally like to get into the continuation rather than getting into a flexing peak highs or bottom lows. So I'll wait for the price to come lower. Price created this low. At the same time, it has created two lows here. If you look closely here, we have this low, we have this low here. So when we have created this low, price started to go higher to make people go ahead and buy. So at this time here, most of the people will be thinking, oh, we have a breakout structure here, breakout structure here, breakout structure here, we will be buying. So this is the enticement area from where they are looking for buys. That's the reason price came down to this low now. Okay, so once this low is getting taken out, right? So now what happened? As soon as this low gets taken out, the price took this low. This is an enticement for the people. That means when this low gets taken out, most of the people would be thinking this is the chug. Okay, so now they are thinking if this is a chug, this is an underflow which is going on. So this will be the last place which is not being mitigated. So this is the last place which is not being mitigated. So this will be the place where they will be anticipating from. That means we have now the sellers entering here. They have the stop loss above here. So that means we could utilize that thing to go lower. So what happens? Price goes higher, take this high. So once the price take this high, they will be thinking, oh, if the price take this high, then we have a change of direction again. We will be buying from here. That is another enticement area for us. So that means price goes higher, created this high, and of course, mitigated a strong high there. So once the price created a strong high, another strong high here, and mitigated the strong high at the left, that is when the more possibility begins that the price will be holding those highs more to go ahead, take this enticement area, to take this all generated liquidity, and the price has also created the liquidity here, which needs to be taken out. That is the reason price started to come lower. So now when the price come lower, it didn't take this liquidity. That means it fails to take this liquidity. What we can do, we can wait for the price to end the session and come to the Frankfurt session, and let's see what it can provide. So when the price ends the Asia session, it was just ranging. It was just ranging, created this high, middle of nowhere. There is nothing here which is not got mitigated. The mitigation is above, the price has not been mitigated yet. At the same time, we have huge rally towards the downside, right? Now this low is created into this liquidity. That means, of course, the price has to take this low, has to take this low, and has to take this low. But before the price takes this low, it has to manipulate. So what happens? Price come down, goes higher, come down again. While the Frankfurt was opening, the price gave a huge push towards the downside, which has created another breakup structure. So that means they think, oh, we have this low gets taken out, we have this low gets taken out. So there is very, very good possibility that the price will be going more lower. That means we will be entering from this area. Why from this area? Because they follows order flow. That means this mitigated here, this got mitigated here, and this got mitigated here. So this is the last place which is not being mitigated. So this will be the place where they will be looking for shorts. But of course, we'll be waiting for the price to take them up. At the same time, what is the another confluence? That this movement from where they are looking for shorts is an enticement area for us, of course. And at the same time, it happens during the Frankfurt. That means the Frankfurt is also manipulating. There are some people who enters based on session opening reactions. That means once the session opens, some people enters. As soon as the first candle happens, doesn't matter what candle it is, they enters. If the candle is selling pressure, they enter sells. If the candle is buying pressure, they enter buys. So this is the place where some people enters as soon as the Frankfurt gives the selling pressure. That means most of the selling pressure sellers are entering at that place and stop loss above here. And of course, the smart money people also entering here, following the order flow, having the stop loss above. But at the same time, the price takes kind of liquidity there, okay, which is here, and mitigated this liquidity and started to go higher. Now the retailers got taken out, and at the same time, the price took all the liquidity, and the price mitigated here. So of course, I was waiting for the price to take this high. That's the reason I have not entered here. Okay, so I was waiting for the price to take this high before I get into sells, but the price didn't give that opportunity for me, but reacted from here. So I was waiting for the price to either take this high, then enter, or I want the price action to be below, then I'll be entering for the continuation. That means I waited, so the price came down, reacted from this enticement area again, from where the people are looking for buys again, and goes higher, mitigated here. Of course, I didn't enter there as well. I was not sure that the price will be going higher or no because of this huge crumbling movement. So it's better to wait for the price to give us an actual clear movement. The price came down with a huge momentum, ended this low, but this low has tapped into what? Has tapped into this wick. That made me sure that the price will be going for lows here, and for these lows, or maybe for these lows. That is when I waited for the price to give me a little pullback, at least at the Asia low, or maybe at those mitigations here. So I was entering here, but before I enter, the price just boom towards the high side and took this high. Of course, I don't enter directly. I wait for some candle behavior thing. Once I get this candle behavior, then I just start to go enter. But I was waiting for the price to take at least here, but unfortunately price didn't give me any reaction there, but instead starts to go higher and take the high. So that is when I got another confluence that the price took the high, mitigated the strong high again. That is the place where I took the entry. So I will list two to three videos which I took the sell directly from here, before and after videos that you can see here. So those are the videos that I took before and after. I took this trade here, and when the price was going lower, I took another trade here at this mitigation here. And my stop loss was above, and my same target was here. Price came down, goes up again, came down again, London starts, pushed towards the downside, took this liquidity, created this low, but of course, it's still into the liquidity, where I took max partials because I was knowing that the price could possibly go for this liquidity. Because the way the price was reacting all those highs, the way the price was creating those highs, it's making me feel very disturbing that the price will be going for these highs. That's the reason I took my whole partials out here, maybe 90% out here at this place here, and I hold it, doesn't matter what happens. So at the end, price goes higher, took me out at break even, but at the same time, but I was 90% out for this trade and 90% out for this trade here. That was totally around maybe 4 hour here, 6 hour. Maybe I took my partials maybe at these lows, 90% here and then 90% there. So I don't care. So price goes higher and took that high there. And that means this low is still into the liquidity. Of course, there's still more liquidity. And this high was just an enticement movement. That means if you look closely here, we have a breakout structure here, we have a breakout structure here. People will be selling, selling, selling. But at the end, price goes higher, took that high. That means it's making people to start to go buy. Some people onto the Asia session, as soon as the Asia low gets taken out, they start to look for a chalk, the main highs and main chalk. So the main high was here, main low was here, main high here again, low here again, high here again, and low here again. And then as soon as this chalk can happen, as soon as this chalk happens, most of the people enters from here. And some people got it as a chalk, and some people got an Asia, so-called Asia session strategy. After the lows or high gets taken out, they start looking for the chalk or maybe CSD to go ahead and buy or maybe go ahead and sell. So as soon as this high gets taken out, most of the people get it interested to go ahead and buy from this area. At the same time, we have a lot of people getting into buys at this point. Also, we have a lot of liquidity gets taken out. So we got people going buy from here. So this was just the enticement movement. And at the same time, at the London session, price gives this movement. That was an additional confirmation for me to consider this high as a strong high. We have 5 to 6 confluences to consider this high as a strong high. Of course, I give you 2 to 3 confluences to consider this high as a strong high, but there are a lot more confluences that I consider this high as a strong high. So once we have created this high as a strong high, I don't like to get into the position here. As I said before, I waited for the price to come lower into these kind of areas, give me some kind of reaction so that the people could get interested more to go ahead and buy. That will be the place where I'll be using my methodology to go ahead and start looking for the sells. That means this will be the place where I'll be looking for sells. And my target would go for this liquidity at least from where the price has reacted here, right? So if you have more enough confidence that the price will be going for this liquidity, you can just hold it. But for me, I will be good fit for holding this trade until here because it's Friday. The price could do anything, or the price could be very ranging. So by seeing the price action, price came down but fails to take this low. That means the price is creating something here. It's saying something. If you can't understand the price action language, you can't understand the price action. Price came down. What price was creating, it was also creating some internal breakout structures. That means we have high here, low here, high here, low here. Okay, so some people after taking this low, some people will be still interested in buying from this area. So some people waited for this movement, and once this movement happened, this is an enticement breakup structure, and this is an enticement area. So from here, this breakout structure is just an enticement area. The move will be going higher. Why? Because the price has to take this liquidity. And also at the same time, it's making people to go ahead and buy more, buy more. So once this breakout structure happens, the people enter here, but some people will be still looking for another confluence, which is they have another breakout structure here to go ahead and enter from maybe this demand area there. Why? Because they have already lost their profits here. So now they are very curious about getting into the positions. So now they are looking for double confirmation. That's the reason the price gave them double confirmation, so that they get more excited to go ahead and enter here. At the same time, we have a lot of liquidity generated. Their desired criteria are being built. But at the same time, the price was going higher, created those high, took the liquidity. There is nothing to take, or there is nothing to mitigate. That is when the price decided to create a strong high, another strong high day. So once the price has created another strong high, this could be the possibility we could get a trade possibility here. So of course, I don't like to trade there. I waited for the price to come into this enticement area, give me a reaction. This reaction is making them more, go ahead and more buys. But at the end, the price will be reacting from here. Of course, at the same time, order flow works, but only at the right time. As you can see, the order flow is working here, the order flow is working there, but at the same time, order flow is working here as well. But on the other hand, the order flow is not working. It is giving the price, giving the people just as a liquidity thing. So now this could be the area where I will be interested in getting into the sells. And of course, I like to open my trade, not open with the SL, but I mean to say is, if I trade here, if I took a sell here, I will be holding my SL here until I take max liquidity. I don't go ahead and break even when the price gives me some sudden movement towards the downside. I wait for the price to give me actual movement, then I start break even. Or maybe sometimes my trades hits 10 hour, 15 hour, and I close my position with open SL. Open SL in the sense, the SLs at the placement where I placed at the starting of the trade. So this will be the possibility which I enter, and this will be the trades which I'll be taking, and I'll be targeting the place where the liquidity is coming from. So that will be the trades, the qualified trades that I'll be waiting to take on. So I wouldn't be caring about the New York session, because the New York session on Friday, most of the time it ranges. So we don't care about the things, but we only care about the Asia timing, Frankfurt, London, continuation and reversal timing, and at the end, pre-New York as well sometimes. But for now, it is okay for this. So these are all the trades which are good fit for the day. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some more value, and make sure you subscribe and get the notification done. So whenever I'll be uploading a new video, you'll be the person who will be getting notified first. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you into the next video.